Susan Wagner, and welcome to this week's episode of Creative Living. Today's episode is brought to you by the creators of Country Sampler and Farmhouse Style Publications, magazines that bring you creative country and farmhouse style decorating in both classic and contemporary styles. So today, in this episode, we're going to be talking about a hot trend right now, microgreens and micro gardening. It's miniature versions of healthy vegetables and plants, the gardens, the greenery, the little sprouts, small inside garden type things. And it's a great way to grow these greens and these sprouts to use in all kinds of dishes. And not only is it super easy to do, but these microgreens are just packed with nutrients. So they're really super healthy for you. So today, I'm going to show you how easy it is with a kit from Hamama that you can find online. And the kit comes with everything you need to go ahead and get started on growing these microgreens. But if you are, of course, interested in micro gardening, there's all kinds of information online. You can learn how to do it yourself if you want to, give it a try yourself, or if you want, go to Hamama and get one of the kits, and you can see how easy it is. So here's the kit from Hamama. This is the Grow Kit. And as I said, this comes with everything you'll need to grow your greens right here in this container. You get a choice of 3 different seeds that you could go ahead and get started with. So when you order the kit, you can choose from things like a lettuce mix, a spicy Daikon radish, kale, clover, all kinds of things that you can choose from. So let's go ahead and open this up and you can see what's all in there. So it, of course, comes with the instructions, very clear and easy to do. And then it also comes with these, what they call seed quilts. And as I said, you get to choose 3 different seeds that you want to start with. So here are the 3 different seed quilts, and I'll explain those in a minute. But for this kit, we have the refreshing cabbage seed quilt, the energizing kale seed quilt, and the super salad mix seed quilt. So all 3 of those things I can grow with this kit. There'll also be a grid at the bottom, and then just this piece of protective paper. So to start with, take the paper, you don't need it, so that's just to protect that from scratching. And then you'll also want to decide which seed you're going to grow first. You're not going to grow all 3 of them at once, you'll grow one at a time. So which ones you could think about which ones you might want to try first. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the kale one. So you want to take off the plastic container, and you'll take it out of the plastic wrap, and you'll see that what's in there is this seed quilt, what they call the seed quilt. And what it is, it's a really thin piece of paper, almost like a parchment paper. And I'm going to pull it apart here. You don't need to pull it apart for yourself, but I want to show you. And it's, really kind of porous on the bottom there. And you could see that the seeds are inside these little packets. And then this is just a growing medium, something for the seeds to grow on and get started. But what you'll do is you'll put it down inside the grid. And then you're going to add 3 cups of water. And those 3 cups of water are going to be enough to keep these seeds sprouting and growing, so you don't have to worry about watering it again the next day or anything like that. Because as I said, the kit from Hamama makes it super easy. So you'll go ahead and make sure that this is all totally soaked in there. And you'll see that it'll start to change color a little bit, knowing that the paper with the seeds in it is totally soaked. And at that point, you really, that's all you need to do with this kit. You know, now you're just going to find a place for it to stay and let it start sprouting and growing. Now, if you were doing something like this at home, you would find some sort of container like this, like a plastic tray that you can do. And you want to put a growing medium in there, something that'll retain water well. And then you're going to get your seeds. And you could start with beans. You could certainly try beans. Sunflower seeds work pretty well. You can do pea seeds. So you could try doing ones from, you know, just the things that you would buy at the store, but you might also go online and look for sprouting seeds too. And you'll soak your seeds overnight in water for about 24 hours because they're dry when they start. So you'll soak them and get them nice and dry and wet. And then you'll put them on top of your growing medium. You'll have get your growing medium wet. You'll put them on top of there. And then you'll tamp them down so they're really in there. You're not going to put more soil on top. You're just going to tamp them down. And then what you're going to do is when you're doing this at home without the kit, is then you're going to put another tray or something over it so that it stays dark and kind of settles down in there. And that'll trick the seeds into growing and thinking that they're, of course, under the ground. But our quilt that comes with, these quilt pieces that come with this growing kit from Hamama already have that dark paper over it. And so that is what will keep those seeds down in there and ready to go. So like I said, this is all it takes and you can get your greens growing. So once you had your water in there, your seeds in there, everything's ready to go. Like I said, all you're doing at this point is just finding a place to put your growing kit where you can just let it start to germinate and grow into your healthy microgreens. You don't have to they don't have to be in a sunny window. You don't have to put them outside. These are meant to grow indoors. They're great for growing indoors. And just your regular light inside your room, your overhead lights will be enough for them. So don't worry about having them needing to go in an optimal spot. They'll grow wherever you do put them. So after about maybe 4 to 6 days, you'll start to see the sprouts starting to either balloon up on the seed quilt or maybe even starting to rip through the seed quilt. And once you see that happening, then you want to just carefully peel off or rip off the seed quilt top, that paper piece. And of course, your sprouts will kind of burst forth there. So you'll take that off and you'll continue to just let them grow longer. And after maybe about another, about 7 to 10 days, at about that point is when you will have these microgreens that are really, several inches tall, and they're perfect and really wonderful and ready for you to harvest. To harvest them, all you need to do is just kind of hold the top of a bunch of them, take a pair of scissors and just cut down really close to the bottom of that seed quilt. You have a bunch of healthy microgreens that you could toss into a salad. You could put them on a sandwich. You can mix them in with your main dinner entree or put them in with some scrambled eggs. So lots of great uses for them. And if you wanted to, you could just keep the rest of the tray growing and cut off as you wanted, as you need it. Or you could harvest and cut off the whole tray of your microgreens. And they're perfect to store. What you would do is then you'd place them in a Ziploc bag with a paper towel and just go ahead and stick them in the refrigerator, and they'll stay in the refrigerator really crisp and wonderful for about a week. So great way to store them. And then after you finish up your first seed quilt, then you can go ahead and get started on the second seed quilt. And you would do it the exact same way. So now's your chance then to try another seed growing, another microgreen. Go ahead and let that grow, harvest it, enjoy it, and you could just keep going and having microgreens forever. So one of the nice things about the Hamama kit is that you can go to their website and you could order just additional seed quilts. So after you go through your first 3 that come in the kit, you could go in there and pick 3 more. And they come in a group of 3, so you just choose which ones you want. You could pick all 3 the same kind, or you can mix and mingle. And like I said, there's a huge variety, a lot of different things that you can grow. So give it a try and see. I hope you enjoyed learning all about the hot trend about microgreens and micro gardening, and that you saw how easy it really is to do with this kit from Hamama, or if you try to do it on your own. So it's, again, like I said, it's a great way to get those healthy nutrients into your meals for the week, and it's fun. It's fun, and it's a great thing to do with your kids, and it doesn't take up much room. It's really nice. So if you do try out a kit, or if you do try out micro gardening yourself, or even if you have the microgreens that you've used in different recipes or meals, we'd love to hear your thoughts about it. So go to the Annie's Creative Studio Facebook page and either share a picture of your garden, or maybe one of your wonderful meals you made with the microgreens, and go ahead and get the conversation started. See what others think about micro gardening and microgreens. So again, hope you enjoyed today's episode, and have a wonderful, happy, and healthy rest of the week. We'll see you next week on Creative Living.